Thank you, Anuradha. And thank you, Sri Ram Madhavji. Thank you, Hari Kiranji. Thank you for the whole team for organizing this and giving me an incredible opportunity to learn from so many wonderful people, heroes of mine over the years, books I've got on my shelves are coming to life in the last couple of days, and also to share with you our experience. So I thought I'd start by contextualizing exactly what we've been doing. And I say we because my partner, my wife, Meeta, is also with us in the audience. With a story which I'm sure many of you are very familiar with, which is a story that Swami Vivekananda told in Chicago in 1893. So beyond the great speech that he gave, he also spoke to numerous people at various dinner parties. And at one of them, he was asked by someone, why is there so much difference in the world? Why do people disagree? And I'll just paraphrase his answer. But his answer was the story of the frog in the well. Who remembers this story? Ooh, a few of you. Okay, right, the frog in the well. So one day there is a frog living in a well, a beautiful well. It's got lovely walls, it's got fresh water, it's the most perfect little paradise. Along comes another frog, a frog who comes from the sea, the ocean, this great world beyond. And he hops into the frog in the well, and he says to him, hey, how are you doing? You know, nice well you've got here. And the little frog says, well, where are you from? I haven't seen you before. And he said, well, I'm from the sea. The sea? What's the sea? Oh, it's this enormous place. It's fantastic. You should come sometime. And the other frog says, are you mad? I've got this beautiful well. I've got all this lovely water. I've got all the food, all the sustenance I could possibly dream for. What are you talking about? You must be lying. Get out. And he kicks the frog out of the well. And Vivekananda tells this story to show that we must learn from each other. We must learn from those experiences of beyond our own little wells. So our job has been over the last 9 years to encourage frogs to jump out of their wells and come to India. And we've been doing that, thanks. We've been doing that by working with governments, so in different countries, and universities from UK, US, Europe, Australia, all over the world. And what do you think they think of India? So when I'm standing in front of a group of students, what do you think some of the words that immediately spring to mind when we say India? Taj Mahal, that's a good one. Huh? Goa. Cows on the street. Poverty. Chaos. Okay. So can we start our little film, please? And I'm going to narrate along with it. So we'll have the music for entertainment, because it's much more interesting than me. Okay, so we believe that India is where the world comes to learn. And it has done for thousands and thousands of years. And it needs to, right now, in the 21st century. You can have a little bit more of the music's great. So we now have over 1,500 alumni from around the world. And this is the kind of India that they're expecting. This is the India, the cliches, the stereotypes. And the thing is, it's true. It's not like we faked these shots. This is the India that exists. But it's also the India that's in their imagination. Poverty, maybe monuments, history, a past. And I had to add in a little snake charmer here. Cows on the streets, alleys, wires, chaos, etc. But what we've been doing with our programs is encouraging the students to reimagine India. So this is the India of today, the India that includes all human pasts, from the North Sentinelese to the tribes of central India to the startups and technology that's going on in companies across this country. So India today is really the intellectual superpower of the world. There are more people in India solving problems for global companies, R&D for Microsoft and Twitter and Facebook and IBM, you name it, and huge Indian companies that exist also serving the world. Yet our students aren't really aware of this. They're still thinking maybe call centers are the jobs that go on. But it's not. It's millions of people solving problems that can't be solved anywhere else. That's India's advantage in the 21st century, and that's part of the message that we're telling our students. So Infosys is obviously a great example of this, and their campuses are unlike anything that these students have ever seen in their own countries. There's nowhere in the US or the UK that's like an Infosys campus. The scale, the beauty of the architecture, if you like that kind of thing. This is a Jain jeweler. that's using 3D printing technology coupled with human artisans, so man and machine working to create incredible artistry. We've got the Make in India initiative, which covers everything from handicrafts to spacecraft. You've got the most advanced automotive manufacturing happening in India, right alongside people making things the way that they've done for several thousand years. We all need to learn in India. That's the message that we bring to the rest of the world. We need to learn from the importance in education that the students in India, whether it's in classrooms in rural Maharashtra or whether it's in the college campuses of Indian Institutes of Technology. So we take the students to the classrooms, we take them to meet the students, to share their experiences, and when they go to IIT Bombay, they're absolutely blown away by the intelligence, the passion, the dedication, the commitment that it's taken those students to get in there. Something that even students that we've had from Yale, Princeton, Stanford, Oxford, Cambridge, all of them impressed by what they're experiencing at IIT. And yet they had barely registered what it was doing. Startup India. So the startups of India are absolutely unleashing creative potential like you would not imagine. 30,000 startups right across the country, small towns, not just Delhi, Bangalore, Jaipur, everywhere. And they are solving problems for Indians, solving problems for people across the developing world, and problems for the West. We're talking augmented reality, we're talking artificial intelligence, as well as low-cost cervical cancer screening. Our students, 30% of them return to India within 3 years. 98% of them want to come back to India to study, to start up, or to serve. We've had 4 that don't want to come back out of 1,500. And serving India is really the theme that brings everything together, because it's in the service of organizations like Akshaya Patra shown here, where you see the spirituality, the sense that every action must be imbued with compassion. You see the innovation, the technology. You see the need for low-cost solutions that are applicable across India and the rest of the world. The commitment to quality and no compromise whatsoever. So it's absolutely astonishing organization. And the other really great soft superpower of India, or example of this for me, is DR Mehta and the organization in Jaipur known as Jaipur Foot, or the Bhagwan Mahavir Society. And what they're doing with prosthetic limbs, as many of you know, over 1.5 million people received prosthetic limbs, is truly astonishing. And they're serving not just India, but the rest of the world. So DR Mehta, we were with him last week. He's just come back from Iraq, where over 250 people already have been received limbs in the last month, and another 250 by the end of next month. And he's serving people in Africa, in Asia, South America, all over the world. And when the students see that combination of spirituality, compassion, serving everyone, no matter what their religious background or beliefs are, when they see that innovation, that commitment, and that dedication, they learn a message which I think is somewhere between the hard power and the soft power that we've talked about in the last couple of days. They learn about heart power, hridaya. They learn about the importance of compassion imbuing our action, and that requires an element of hard power. It requires tremendous sacrifice, but it also comes from the soft power of love and sharing that love and generating love. And that is the message that our students bring back with them when they return to their home countries. And they become ambassadors, not just of the India of the cliches and the stereotypes, but they're actually writing new ones which are about India's place in our future as humanity in the 21st century. Thank you.